Coming up next on News 8 at 5, COVID concerns. San Diegans head to local pharmacies for booster shots.
And 418 guns off our streets tonight. They were traded in for gift cards with no questions asked.
And it's our first weekend of fall. We're going to take you up to Julian, where they are welcoming visitors after a tough fall last year. News 8 at 5 starts right now.
This is News 8 at 5.
And we are beginning tonight with some heartbreaking news from downtown. 2 people, including a child, dead. They fell from a pedestrian bridge that's near Petco Park. Good evening and thanks for joining us tonight. I'm Steve Price.
And I'm Kirsten Holmes. It happened just before 4 o'clock this afternoon. Let's take a live look at the scene right now. This is the bridge that connects the third base side of Petco Park and the Omni Hotel over Tony Gwynn Drive. Again, police have confirmed to News 8 that a woman and a juvenile died from the fall.
Now, at this point, we don't know their names. We don't know where they're from. We don't know the child's age. Detectives also trying to determine the circumstances surrounding the fall. This is a developing story. You can see police still on the scene, and we will bring you more information as soon as we receive it. Well, now that the CDC recommends it, many local pharmacies offering the COVID-19 booster shot to eligible San Diegans.
That's right. Some healthcare providers have started administering the shot, but not all of them. News 8's Heather Hope breaks down San Diego's booster shot rollout.
Yes, we talked to San Diegans, some excited, some on the fence about the booster becoming widely available at Walmart and at CVS pharmacies. But again, this is just for people who fall into very specific criteria, those over 65 who've already received their Pfizer vaccine 6 months after that, or anyone within a high-risk group.
Yeah, definitely.
Yeah.
We would walk into a Walmart or CVS, go to the pharmacy and get in line to get a shot.
Without hesitation, Alan and Carol Emsley said they both will get a booster shot when one other than Pfizer is available.
First shots were in March, so we're ready for the second shot, the booster shot, as soon as it comes out.
Following the CDC's recommendation this week, President Joe Biden says he's getting a booster and is urging the tens of millions of older and vulnerable Americans who are now eligible for a booster shot to go get the added protection against COVID-19. Then on Friday, nearly 6,000 CVS stores and 5,100 Walmart pharmacies across the country began administering the Pfizer booster shot.
It's so important. I can't even emphasize how important it is. So just get your booster, get your vaccines. It's nothing new. We've gotten immunizations for the last 100 years.
Who can get a booster shot? After 6 months of receiving the Pfizer vaccine, those 65 and up, adults with underlying health conditions, and people whose jobs might put them at risk.
I'm Moderna. It's not yet. When it comes out, I'll get it.
Moderna is now seeking booster approval from the FDA, and Johnson & Johnson is expected to apply soon. UC San Diego Health is offering booster shots. It just started with healthcare workers Friday. Eligible patients should receive online invitations this weekend, but no boosters yet for Sharp Healthcare. It is waiting on guidance from the Western States Scientific Safety Review Work Group's recommendation and anticipates a decision from the California Department of Public Health will be issued early next week.
We have family we want to visit, and with young children, grandchildren, and
New baby on the way, and they're very sensitive to making sure we're COVID vaccinated. So it's for us, but also for our family and friends.
As for getting that booster shot, I walked into Walmart, asked the pharmacist, did I need to make an appointment? She says walk-ins are available, the same for CVS, but they do suggest you make an appointment. Heather Hope, News 8.
All right, so if you live in Julian, listen up. County officials have issued a boil water notice for the Butterfield Ranch water system. This after detecting E. coli contamination, possibly from human or animal waste. The system supplies water to 313 connections in the area. The order will remain in place until testing confirms that the water there is safe.
Today in North Park, remembering the victims of San Diego's deadliest plane crash, 43 years to the day that it happened. Just after 9 in the morning on September 25th, 1978, PSA Flight 182 collided with a small plane while it was on approach to San Diego International Airport. It crashed in North Park. 144 people died, including 7 on the ground, and today their names were read and flowers were laid at the memorial, which is located at the intersection of Dwight and Niles Streets. Also, a color guard participated in that ceremony.
Two San Diego Marines got keys to brand new homes in Escondido. The nonprofit Homes for Our Troops built two specially adapted homes. They'll go to Marine First Sergeant Ben Holmes and Marine Corporal Keontae Story. Both Marines lost a leg while serving in Afghanistan. Their new homes have customizations like wider doorways, a roll-in shower, and lower countertops. Since 2004, the nonprofit has built 315 homes at no cost to the veterans.
What a great program.
Yeah, I was so excited to even read this story.
Yeah, we've done this a lot over the years.
Yeah.
And it's just always awesome every time. The houses.
They are so deserving.
Oh, absolutely. And the houses are really nice. They're good stuff.
We
They're
need to
well
host
made.
a housewarming.
All right, after some welcome rain, back to sunshine just in time for our weekend.
Oh, yeah, I enjoyed the rain. But what else do we have in store? Meteorologist Sean Stiles has a look at your first microclimate forecast.
Well, even though it was yesterday, ladies and gentlemen, I thought we'd look at some of the totals just around the county. My hometown, just about a half an inch, 48/100ths in La Mesa. San Diego International Airport, over a half inch. That is a record. And for you folks in Palomar Mountain, 89/100ths. Now, there were other locations on the mountain that reported more, but the official location, 89/100ths. So widespread rain across the county in many locations. And as we look at this, this is how things kind of shaped up throughout the afternoon. From about 1 o'clock, you saw those thunder cells pop up around Pine Valley, but nothing compared to yesterday as far as what we can expect as we head into the rest of the weekend and the first part of the work week. Temperatures expected to be very close to where they have been over the past couple days, low 70s. For you folks in the inland areas, we'll start to warm it up a little bit, as Steve alluded to there. More sunshine, so that means radiational heating. Lower temperatures pushing into the upper 70s. But there's a warm up on the way. I'll tell you about that in just a bit.
All right, Sean, my daughter got caught in that in Point Loma.
Oh,
she came home from school drenched.
Oh, no.
Because, you know, here in San Diego, we don't have umbrellas.
No, I haven't had an umbrella for a long time.
I have no idea where our umbrella is.
All right.
In other news, motorcycle police officers from across the southwestern United States and Mexico came together in Alpine. They were showcasing their skills.
Yeah, it's all part of a competition in honor of Terry Bennett. He's a San Diego police officer who was killed when his motorcycle was intentionally hit during a pursuit.
Terry was tragically killed in June of 2003 while in pursuit of a stolen truck in southeast San Diego.
This year, the event is donating proceeds to the Jamie Huntley Park Memorial Scholarship Fund. Jamie and her husband, Ryan Park, were San Diego police detectives. They were both tragically killed in a head-on collision with a wrong-way driver back in June.
Today, San Diego police held a guns for gift cards exchange in Murphy Canyon, all to get unwanted firearms off our streets. They were taking back any and all firearms with no questions asked. In exchange, folks got gift cards to Target. Handguns were good for $100 and $200 for assault rifles. The event was so successful that they actually ran out of gift cards within a few hours, so they went back to Target and got more of them. The second batch ran out by mid-morning. 418 guns returned in all, and they will now be destroyed.
Passed down for generations, the same family has lived atop Fulton Hill in San Marcos for more than a century.
But soon the final chapter of the Fulton Ranch must come to a close. News 8's Tim Blodgett has the story from the North County.
It's been in the Fulton family for 6 generations, and now the ranch house on top of a hill overlooking the city of San Marcos is up for sale, and some of the memories that come with it. In 1893, a man named John Fulton purchased 65 acres of land and perched his barn and house on top of a hill. 128 years later, it's still there, and on the property is John Fulton's great-great-great-great-great-granddaughter. But for those who grew up on the Fulton Ranch or went there in the summertime, they will remember it as a backdrop to childhood and the memories that come with it.
We had 65 acres to get in trouble with, but we never got in trouble.
The big pepper tree was a great thing to climb up and make forts in. There were 8 kids living here, and it was really like the Little Rascals or Andy and Mayberry. It was a great place to grow up. I always loved the watermelon picture.
Cousins Packy McFarland and Clifford Hard owe some of their fondest memories to this ranch, and the black and white photos hanging on the wall of the barn make them all come flooding back.
Don't know if that's the big pepper tree, but it might be.
But as time moved on, so did the kids. Packy's sister Mary moved to Nebraska, and for the first time in 128 years, the Fulton Ranch sits empty. The family believes it's the right time to sell the historic property.
And for someone to say, aren't you sad it's going to be sold? I am so blessed to have 70 plus years of memories here, a place to go for Christmas, for holidays, to visit relatives. I've always been welcome.
Awesome sauce.
During the estate sale this weekend, curious shoppers browsed family relics or simply wanted to tour the old Fulton barn on the hill.
You have to ride it down the hill.
But after the family finds a buyer for the old ranch, a piece of history will end in San Marcos. But the stories and the memories of the house will be told for generations to come. Sometimes you have to go back to childhood to properly say goodbye.
In fact, right over here beneath that pepper tree, Packy and I spent the night sleeping outdoors just like a little kid as a way of saying goodbye.
That was about a month ago.
Yeah.
And it's much noisier now in San Marcos than it was in the 1950s.
Tim Blodgett, News 8.